bus stop.
Yeah, that works. All right, caffeine is downed. I died after, like, I came back from work.
I saw.
After
I saw the
just,
post.
yeah, I just like laid out on my bed and didn't do anything for like a while. And then I was like, I need food. All right, energy's coming up. Caffeine, do your job.
They already known.
Hi.
Might have already entered into the interrogation room.
Oh, sure hope not that late.
Not that late.
How you doing?
Hey, Cappy. How's it going?
Lovely to see you, John. Absolutely.
Good to be here.
You always light up the entire room. You know, you just
Butter me up.
had your milk today, but yeah, go over there.
You want one?
Oh yeah, no.
I got some on me.
Oh, I would love one. One milk. Thank you. Ever
There
so
you
much.
go.
This is.
Do you know if they're already down there?
Yeah, I was just informed they're primed. I've sent down Viola alongside you guys in case anything bad happens with the germ thing.
Oh, I don't think anything bad's gonna happen. Thank you, though.
Yeah, it's more than fine. They just let you know. You take care.
You too, Gabby.
Oh, one last note.
Yeah.
He specifically wants us, at least most of us, to be there. Me, as a specific person, as well, to be there. Concerning.
Huh.
So,
I don't fucking know.
That's,
It was here when I got here.
you know, a note.
It's the one thing fucking keeping me like from you guys. Honestly,
Hey,
I don't.
John.
Hey.
Thank God.
Fine.
Okay, listen. I don't listen. I'm just gonna
Hey.
stay behind this. I think I'm safer.
Our friend here
Um,
just
Why?
kind of assumed that I was gonna kill them because I'm a Gira.
Okay, no.
I was just
I
kind
didn't
of
say
That's
that.
a little
That's
racist.
Listening.
That's racist. I didn't say that.
Yeah.
I did not say that.
That's kinda what you
Factually, I did not
implied.
say that. Yeah, no, it's cause like, you know, the whole like, isn't your like entire fucking shtick here like you fucking kill people?
You don't know what I do. I could just be someone that watches.
They could be the
God,
librarian.
that's freaky. I don't like that, man. I don't. That's you're on some freak shit. I'm
kill.
gonna stay back. Yeah, I'm gonna stay back here.
You know, we have like some people that work here that just like do like office work and like ledgers and stuff,
Yeah.
right? Make sure that everything's
I don't
flowing
fucking-
smoothly. Like,
Look what
not
she did.
everyone's here is like a stone cold killer.
Listen, most of what I've heard has been like shit on the news and just like hearing about people.
believe
fucking
everything
Yeah,
on the street.
I mean, I could imagine.
My
Yeah,
boy-
a lot of
my
that
boy
was.
Chris,
Fake media.
My boy Chris got taken down by one of you guys. Like, not like literally one of you guys. Okay, that sounds really bad. Okay, listen here. Listen. Wait. This is like making me really look like a fucking piece of shit. I've been led to believe that I'm in danger right now. I feel safer.
Why?
I'm behind bars.
Well, you're
I'm
behind a
behind.
car.
Okay, my fortification is gone. I'm gonna die. Okay, listen.
You can take your
behind
fortification
bars.
back.
I'm literally behind bars right now. There's like 4 of
But you
you.
were behind cars.
There's literally
need the
4 of you.
keys,
You
Captain
literally
Ray,
have a
give me
baseball
keys.
bat on your hip. You're holding it
Okay,
like a
I
samurai
can
sword.
just.
That's really cool, actually.
Wait, hold on. We're not gonna just go in there and kill you. You're safe.
So you are gonna kill me.
No.
No.
You just said we won't.
Okay. I'll believe you. I'll take your word. I'll take your word for it. So,
Thank you.
Why am I here again? Like, I was literally just like trying to make dinner the other day. It was either dinner or breakfast. I don't remember. I woke up like an hour after.
It was
before
pretty
you guys
late.
kind of.
It was
Breakfast.
probably dinner. So
Yeah, it was pretty late.
I'm just gonna.
Oh.
Oh fuck. Fuck.
Well,
Ignore that. Okay, maybe don't ignore that. Just leave it.
so that doesn't usually happen.
That's probably because I'm here. Fuck. Listen,
When both
as
me
long as I
and
don't like
Aerith
interact with
came
it or
down
something, I mean
here,
the
it
wheels are
was
facing me, so it's probably
already
gonna run into
there.
me or something. But I don't know. I think I'll be okay.
You know what might make this easier? Just get into my head.
Okay. So like, so it's, you still didn't explain why am I here? Like, why did you guys like kidnap me? What's going on? I
well,
don't think this is like an important thing because I didn't get handcuffs put on.
Well, so first of all, yes. Well, we weren't going to handcuff you. We didn't need to. You came in and you're helping, and we just really wanted some information from you.
So, you know, you could have just asked me.
Maybe, but we can ask you
We
now.
kind of did.
You also did beat someone over the head with a crowbar.
Yep.
Okay, listen, you guys broke into my house.
Technically, they walked in first. They invited us in.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know who that guy was. I don't really like people like entering my space. Like the only reason I live there is so that I can't really like
He
you
said
know.
they were your friends.
They did actually.
Okay, listen.
Like dead ass. I'm not bullshitting.
I knew that
That's how
guy.
we knew you
I
were
don't want
there.
him to. I don't like. I'm cool with him. I just don't want him like in my house. He kind of smells bad. I'm not gonna lie.
So he overstepped his boundaries.
You kinda. I mean, I don't. Like, you wouldn't really like if somebody just like walked into your house uninvited, being like, "Hey, I'm your best friend." Like, who the fuck does that?
Well, I'd assume them being nearby was like a thing that you guys were all doing. Like, I
Yeah,
thought
they
it
were
was
talking
like-
about the tournament.
The
Yeah.
wait, like Mario Kart or like which type of tournament are we talking?
No, it was a card game.
Fucking.
Oh, it was
Yeah.
Magic the Gathering, right?
Were they doing magic?
Should I
I
stand
think
up or
they were
something?
playing
I don't.
Magic.
I feel
You
like
can stand up if you want to. You can
You
sit down.
you can
This
stand
is
here chilling.
This feels really fucking pathetic. Like having to sit down talking to you guys because I feel like this feels like a scene from like. I feel like SpongeBob in that one scene of like the SpongeBob movie where he was like completely like washed. There was just like no water on him and he was just completely dry.
The
Like,
one
that's
where
how I feel right now.
where their hearts form or their tears form into a heart and then short
yeah, that's
circuit
like
the
me right now.
electrical
I don't-
socket.
I don't know what the fuck Patrick is.
What do you mean
Maybe
that's
my
you
boy.
right now? What?
That's literally me right now. I might be that. I don't know.
What do you mean
Listen,
by that?
I'm still trying to figure
That
that out.
doesn't. That's not like a applicable analogy.
all right. So back to the topic at
feel
hand.
like-
We were talking about a dude you met.
Yeah,
Um,
the guy.
yeah,
I know a lot of
covers his face, horns, cloak, generally suspicious figure. So we just wanted to know what you know of him.
Also, do you want me to tell you the information that you would be able to gather from him now or
Yes.
after?
Yep. Right now.
Okay, I'm gonna take now. Okay.
Give me a second. I need to like think about this.
So, the relevant memory that you'd be able to get from this individual. Right now, he's currently very obviously scared, sad. He was pretty calmed down when you came over. The
Decent.
reason he lives in that house is because
big
it was given to him
hindrances.
directly.
Couple
with
delays.
No
but
money, no pay.
Yeah. Bike
Could've been way
riders,
worse.
The only job he was given was to keep the animals in check.
They always
Now,
get
this
on
gift
and
was
then
given to
they
him
gotta get
after
their
he
bike on
won
the front of the bus,
a
then they gotta take it
previous
off
match
when
of
I
an
get
animal
Mm.
fighting ring competition, to which he received the trophy, which looked exactly like the one that was mentioned in the Lucid mission log. So it would have looked like, to jog your memory, a
I'm
crystalline, almost
95%
glass or plastic deer antler
Pretty sure John did
carved
when
by hand, stuck on a block of wood.
when we left out.
The individual that gave them the house and pulled up to give them this award was a man that was taller than him, a little bit wider, but still average body type, with a hood and one green horn and one white deer horn. They were both antlers.
Honestly, I mean that's why I take the subway usually instead of the bus. But I don't even
This-
take that here. That's just like when I was going downtown. a
The
few days
actual
ago.
area around them was completely
The subway's
abandoned.
just
At least it was just a
reliable.
place where cars kind of
Yeah.
ran by. And as a Jeremoth holder, he can't really be around a lot of people without his aura affecting them.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
So,
there's a you know,
they made
there's
a deal,
subway stop and a bus stop so that in
as
case you need to
a
hop from one to the
kind
other,
of
but
gift for
it's just
winning
the
the
bus
entire thing.
systems are
Because
always-
usually
are
they would get
always so
money.
delayed 'cause
He just
people will
said,
ride their
"Hey,
bikes and then not actually
I'll give
ride
you
their
a chance.
bikes. It's a huge issue.
Just sit here and look after the animals. and I'll let you live here for free. He had a very kind voice, very soft, but he seemed to be a little bit skittish, kind of running out of the area. You were not able to see his face. You would note that the animals then,
So,
at least every single
how
one
about
of
the
them,
weather?
looked and acted like they had human intelligence and responded to human speech.
Been better.
Okay. I really can't remember. Sorry, what were you asking about? Like,
Who gave you the trophy?
the horned one.
Right, the horned one.
Yeah.
And what was it like when he
What
gave you the
everybody calls
trophy?
He just kind of, like, fucking came out of the shadows. It's as if he didn't even exist at all. He just kind of popped into existence, like, walking out of the shadows. Like, fucking, I don't know, I could probably make a Star Wars reference here, but I never watched it. He just, like, pulled up,
Never
and he was
watched
like, listen, man, I can't really go to, like, movie
Those are
theaters
good
or anything.
movies.
Maybe,
Good movies,
maybe I'll
good
watch
movies.
it. I
Well,
don't know.
there's streaming sites.
There's always time later. But yeah, your
Yeah.
description.
He came over, and I couldn't like see anything. All I saw was just the big green white horn. He had like what looked to be like a glowing thing under his hood, but I couldn't really tell what it is. And everybody gets like an award from him whenever they win those. I personally just had like an old like pigeon that I found on the street. That was my fucking boy, right? I think he flew away. I don't know where he went, but bro won with flying colors. And what?
That
Just kind of
pigeon was
handed.
your boy?
That was my
You-
fucking boy. That was my dog.
You won an animal fighting ring with a pigeon?
Yeah. Dude, that motherfucker was like so smart, dude. He was like he
What,
like,
like a
pecked
fucking
out people's eyes
Pidgeotto?
and
Like, what
shit.
the fuck?
Like he pecked out he was
They're
against
not
a
typically
deer,
known
and
for
he,
being
like,
super
pecked out his
vicious.
fucking eyes, bro. He was like insane.
Against a deer?
Yeah, he won against a whole ass fucking deer. He like he went blinded his ass. Got him. I won that match. Literally won, right? He gave me the trophy. And he said, I could either give you $100,000
Mm-hmm.
or I can give you another deal. So
Mhm.
I love gambling. Usually I lose, but
Mm-hmm.
I was feeling lucky for once in my life because I finally won something. Granted, don't really think that ended up well, considering I'm behind the jail door. But he said, I can give.
Oh
you
yeah,
a
that
deal.
happened because you won. But yeah, keep going. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I essentially got told, I'll give you a fucking house. It's a really nice house, really spacious, open floor concept, beautiful nature view. All you gotta do is take care of the animals. I thought I was gonna do some like Animal Crossing type shit where I walk in there and I can't really like stream in the same place that I live because people like send shit. So it was a good idea to just finally have a place that wasn't connected. So I went to the area, dark as shit. Obviously you've been there. All those animals were fucking. Those animals are weird as fuck, man. A lot of them were like other people's kind of. At least I've noticed like one or two of them were like the animals that I've seen people also fight with, but that's not like important. I was essentially tasked with making sure they didn't leave the area and made sure that they didn't like die and that they were fed and stuff, and that like whenever the cops came over, whenever like other people came over, I hide them. And I got to live there for free. And I've been living pretty okay. But
Why would they want
like-
a Jeremoth to look over animals' well-beings?
every now and then, like these people just would come over and like drop an animal down, or they take one. I remember like one time there was this really tall lady with big tits that just kind of portaled one of them away. I was like really far in the distance, so I didn't like see them, but it looked like a blue star just kind of appearing, and there was like some fucking like blonde guy behind it just like handing over a bag of money. She just kind of went like with what looked to be a cat. I don't remember what it was. It was an animal. I remember They were weird. At least she was there for a little while, and then when I came back, the badger that I was looking for was kind of like, it was like doing the
Badger.
It was doing that shit just over and over again. Kind of stood like this and stared at me and started screaming at me. I didn't want to do anything to do with that thing, but a lot of the animals just kind of leave me alone. Like, Club Penguin, right? Puffle Roundup? It's like that. Where I would, run up to the animals, and they just run away from me in the opposite direction. Fuck, I got hair in my mouth.
For the person that did the portals, what color was the...
Blue.
Blue?
So-
I'll be right back.
This fucking, like...
I would essentially just be, like, tasked with, running around and just making sure that the animals didn't, like, leave. And, I got to live there, so I don't really, like, complain about anything. But I don't, like, know, like, anybody from that place personally. I just kind of won once. Like, I don't think I can, like, I didn't, like, kill anybody. I just kind of...
How'd you enter?
Actually, hold on. They're holding what looks to be a light, kind of like wood-colored card with black text on it. This one was for next week, but I had one of these for like the other. You could take it. It was like for they just kind of hand them out. On one side, it is a blank card with a leaf, flower, and deer head symbol. On the back is an address that seems to be textured. There's no ink on the back, and it only shows up directly in the light. Kind of if you turn it, the shadows that cast off can show the address. It's very hard to read, but
Feel across the back of that.
there was essentially just some fucking guy, like,
Confirm.
throwing them around the subway and shit. In like a lot of the dirtier parts of Southern, and I just kind of picked one up, and just took it. And, I didn't really have anything better to do. Like, my stream got canceled, so I couldn't, like, make money. So I figured, okay, either I was gonna die, or I was gonna get, like, something. I don't know. Honestly, I didn't really care at that point. I think it was gonna be like... I'm currently trying to speedrun SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom right now.
I don't think that.
So anything can be speedrun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know. Yeah, I was thinking of a different thing.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
But I essentially took that card and I went there, and it was this big ass like mall building. I went there a couple of times because I didn't really have an animal like the first time, so I just kind of looked at it. The first time it was like a big abandoned mall. They usually hold like all of their fights there, at least in different malls, because a lot of the malls in Southern are kind of fucking dead. I went there.
That's true.
Saw this dude
Capitalism killing the third space again.
with like
Sorry.
a huge fucking horse. I think his name was like Friday or something. That dude, his horse was a beast. That thing like washed everything. And I just kind of watched by the sidelines and looked around. It felt like a Pokemon battle, dude. Like, after that battle, I immediately was like, you know what? I could do this. I could take him in a fight. So I went outside and I found the pigeon. That boy just walked up to me, and it was like I could talk to him. I was like literally on. I was like smoking that Amrita pack, dude. I was like on it, right? I found the pigeon, collected him. I named him. Fuck, what did I name him? I think I named him Jerry for good luck.
Oh.
Listen.
Ironic.
I won that battle.
I'm not taking that away from you.
It was like a couple months ago. It was a little while ago, at least. I don't fucking...
Man, I thought you said it was a deer.
No. the guy that my dove fucking pigeon thing took down, it was a deer.
But it didn't take down the horse.
The horse.
The horse
wasn't
named
there.
Friday.
The guy was sick that day, I think. He said he was like busy with.
You
deals.
explained that weirdly. It made it sound like you were fighting the horse.
No, the time that I watched it, the horse
That
was there.
was when
They
the
made a
horse was there,
comment.
and then when
Yeah,
you
they
went
made a
and fought
comment
like
that
the
they could
pigeon
take
thing.
they
he
could
was
take
with
the horse
deer.
in a fight.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah.
I think that's what threw you off. Threw me off for a
the
second
champion
too.
guy-
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god, no! I could not fucking battle that horse. I die.
Because I thought they could take a
that,
whole
like-
horse in a fight.
The small Rattata versus the giant Rapidash. Yeah, no, that would not go well.
Yeah.
It was a dove, pigeon.
Well, yeah, but I didn't want to. I felt like saying Pidgey would be like a little, like,
Pidgey's my fucking goat.
you know.
Don't diss him.
Well, yeah, no, I'm not saying it's bad. It feels a little racist. I wouldn't want to.
Oh my
So I
god.
was just equating it like being a
I'm not
pigeon to
racist.
like just a different, like, weaker Pokemon.
I'm literally not racist.
No, I'm not saying. I'm
It's
not
okay,
saying
like-
that you were. I'm just. That's just why I worded it differently because I didn't want
Yeah.
to call it a
No,
Pidgey.
that's fine. That's we're cool, man. But like,
Yeah. Although I did say Rapidash for the horse.
you know, I sent my boy Jerry in there. Hecked out that deer's eyes. That thing fought like a truck though. Like it was really hard. I obviously I only won because you know my Jerry could fly, so I got a little bit of an advantage. And I won. And then motherfucker just popped out. Like he kind of walked like this. He just
creepy.
handed it to me. He's really fucking weird. He was like always casted in shadow the entire time. I could have fucking sworn that he could like appear in different areas at once. It was really fucking weird. But
Wait, so why did
You
you
just-
trust this guy?
listen,
You did accept a house from a man that you just said was weird.
yeah,
A house in the woods.
yeah.
Isolated with a bunch of weird animals.
It was
That
either
were
that
on
or he
that
was
were
there
on
with my
drugs.
ex-girlfriend.
Which, speaking of, perfect segue. What do you know about what the animals were actually on?
I think like they were like doing fucking coke or some shit. I don't know.
Bit stronger,
like,
but yeah.
It was like randomized.
At least some animals weren't on it, but some were. At least I think it was a drug. Every time like I was over there, it smelled really fucking weird.
It smelled like sweet almost. I don't really like sweet shit. It reminds me of the one time that I had like expired caramel, and I almost threw up. But they were like every other fucking day we'd get like animals that are hyped up on that shit, and then like a day later they'd just be gone. I only knew that they were being like transported out of there after I saw like the fucking thing show up. But that's
Did you ever get a good
Yeah.
look at the actual Reeve that was making those?
all I know is that like 4 arms, like every fucking Reef kid ever. Their tail had like a lot of blue eyes on it. Their eyes were fucking weird. At least from the distance I was looking at it. It did not look like normal. At least like when they turned around, all that was shining was just like bright fucking blue. They're probably mixed with something. I'm not like gonna fucking assume, because that would be bad of me. I've learned. I'm smart. I might have a Reef memory, but I'm a smart boy.
Oh, now
So-
you went after the Reeve memory.
Listen, I'm very smart.
That was
I
racist.
think you just. Yeah, that's.
Hold on.
I did not mean to do that. Okay, I'm just, you know what? I'm gonna keep talking before I dig this hole deeper. So, they were like, wearing like all black. At least, it was dark. I couldn't really fucking see that well. Very blue, very like,
I love the part of the interrogations where I don't have to say anything. I just need to stare at them and they
I think
break
they matched their
themselves.
outfits to their portals. I just. Something deep inside me.
I didn't like see that much, but they did hang out around the animals a lot and just kind of talk to them, but I don't really think they were listening. At least that's the most that I could kind of... You could see that they were, like, gesturing out at the animals.
Yeah.
Like, kind of, like, going like this around their necks. A lot.
What about the other guy?
So... What
They
other
say
guy?
that they were in charge of watching it, but that other guy was in charge of watching it.
Yeah, what do you know about your coworker?
Which one? I have, like, a couple.
Well, that was there with you in the...
The Zoltia?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I mean, he was just kind of tasked with watching everything there too, because I kind of didn't really do a good time. So, we told, like, yeah, if
Do you live in the same house?
no, he lives
Different
off the
cabin
area.
in the woods.
I can't. I think he lives somewhere in the city. I don't really know much about him. He just kind of plays. It's like he just does random shit with people around there. He doesn't really even do his job, but the animals like him, so they stay there because of him. So he's kind of been making my life easier. I don't really fucking deal with him that much.
Yeah, well, he was thinking of quitting anyway.
Yeah, I figured. I don't really think anybody sticks around me that long, because, you know, it happens.
Yeah.
But I'm getting better.
It happens.
I'm getting better.
What?
Every day. Every day we get better.
Yeah. It might not seem like it. I'm improving. I only got banned once. The one time I played League, I got banned.
Would be league.
Listen. There's this motherfucker beat me so bad. It took me off my #1 spot. I couldn't handle it.
What?
Listen. That's off topic. I'm not supposed to be talking about that.
What do you mean?
I had something once. I was really high ranked. I was really fucking high ranked on there. And I just, like,
What
being
rank
beat
were you?
once.
Is there anything other than this useful that I could ask?
That's a question for later.
No.
We've asked
I'm
about
kidding.
the
It's not
animals,
high
we've
rank
asked about the
rank.
house, we've asked about the relation to the others that we actually care about.
Remember,
Where do we go from here, or is this over?
into my questions. I was challenger.
You're a challenger?
Yeah.
I don't believe that.
Was! Actually, was.
Who'd you main? What position? What character?
I don't f***ing know these things, but I've been too busy with other things. Listen. I'll talk to you about them later. Okay, when I get out of here. I was told that I'd be getting out of here. I think. Glad I predicted that one.
To set the record straight, I told you that I wouldn't kill you.
Okay, listen. I, like, really can't afford being in town now because, I don't want to, like, lose my other job. You know, like, taking care of the deer and shit. Because some of them were pretty cool. Plus this place, like...
I'm gonna give you a friendly warning now. You're gonna want to go look for a different lane of employment when you get out of here.
What would you, like, recommend? Like, I'd be willing to literally take anything at this point.
I don't know, how much
Like, am I
is your
supposed to
streaming
start
making
shaking
you?
my ass on a pole or something?
Don't do
Like,
that.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't think people would want that. You would... There are people. There are people. Okay,
You can stop.
People.
I will stop.
How about
No, I get it.
just
It was getting me enough to live, like-
simple, just fast food or
I used to do cosplay. I get it.
Yeah. Like, I could work, like, maybe I could work at like Joe's or something, but they've been closed for a fucking year. I don't know.
I would recommend for you, after you get out of here, you go into a lane of employment, at least for a little bit of something way less risky than this.
I'm like really scared of looking at job applications. I don't know if I could do that right now.
We'll fill one out for you. How about that?
That's my boy right there. You guys gotta start competing.
You're just gonna.
Like,
You're just
listen, we
gonna
go-
betray.
John is just going to
like
get
go
rid of
back.
your fear of job applications.
We-
Don't say I
we
didn't do
help-
anything
you
good
help
for you.
us. We help you. I think that's a good trade.
Okay, listen, I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a shot. If no, I'll literally take anything at this point. Like, I would work minimum wage. I don't think I want.
Oh, you're probably going to have to. I mean, the good thing is that, you know, this entire situation not going to really show up on any, like, official record. So it's probably not going to hurt your job prospects.
What should I do with the trophy? Should I, like, throw that out or something?
Oh, that's
Well, I'd keep that. Maybe don't have it in your stream background.
Fuck, it was in my stream?
yes.
Yeah.
Dude! I thought when they were. Oh my god. Oh, fuck!
That explains a lot.
You know that.
I mean, okay, that's how that is sort of how we found you. However, we would have found you anyway, even if it didn't happen. So it was only a matter of time. It just made it faster.
I'm not gonna question that. That sounds like really creepy, kind of. But you know what? The internet's the internet, so I can't really like my fucking my digital footprint is in.
Well, no. You're lucky.
I don't
You're
think it can go
lucky
any
because you're lucky because it wasn't that we were looking for you. It's that we were going to eventually stumble across you.
I guess fate in wonderful ways. Yeah, I know. It's like
Sure.
a big saying around here, I guess.
Don't like that saying very much. But anyway.
Are you racist against arrows or something? The tables are turned on
No.
you now.
But as I was about to say,
Okay.
Yeah.
you can stay here and chat and all that, and that sounds lovely. I can't think of anything else important to ask. Unless any of you can think of any topics we haven't really touched on.
No, I think we
I asked
covered
my
for the
questions.
most part.
Even my
Did you play?
meaningless ones.
I'm only
Did you
here
play
to
the
be
new
a
game
meat
that came
shield,
out?
so I don't know
recently?
what you want from me.
Dude, you're gonna have to
I
be more
mean,
specific.
Have you ever
the
played
very
Fortnite
least-
before?
They confirmed the connection between.
Yeah, I checked it out. It's a cool
There's
base
Target
builder,
in
cool
them.
zombie game.
Because that's why I wanted to go
Oh
ask.
my god. I was
That
planning on streaming it. if it ever got
Star
bigger, but I don't
Reeve
think it's
is
gonna
their
get any
was their
bigger.
target.
Oh, pretty
Oh,
much
we gotta
guaranteed.
get
That's a
feeling.
very unique signature.
Oh no!
What
Well, the way they
questions?
explained it, I asked
Have you seen
Ether if that's what was the
any
descriptions they gave, and they said, yeah, that was them.
interacted with or anyone else
So who's
has
the
done?
green horn guy?
Anyone with a
That's the guy. Well, we can chat with that later.
has stripes.
I mean, like, not me. I've never heard of, like, obviously,
Yeah,
like,
grab my
I know,
coat.
like, of guys that, like, wear tan, like, fucking uniforms. Like, that's obviously, like, Maz affiliated. But I don't, like, work, I don't fucking know anybody from there. Like, those people are in fucking Anbond. I don't know why they should be in Southam. Like, bro, you kind of missed your train. I don't know why the fuck they're in here if they're fucking, like, showing up around here.
I'm just
Like, do you know how far away
That's
Anbond is?
okay.
Like, that's like... Yeah, no, like, you're...
I'm just
It's
stating.
pretty good.
Hour.
It's pretty
Have
funny.
you seen anyone
Yeah, it's,
while
it's a
you
bit of a-
were doing the
of a
transactions and
time
everything?
loss.
Have you witnessed anyone?
not at all.
It's pretty good.
No. Okay, that's all I need.
Actually,
It's
one
a
last
good
question.
system, motherfucker.
About how many animals were you taking care of at once?
Dude, like 10.
10. And you said often that they would both appear and just disappear.
Yeah. Usually
In
when
the
one's
time
left,
that you
the
were
other one
there-
kind of come there.
In the time that you were there, how many animals would you say have just appear or disappear in like a given week?
Usually it happened like once or twice a month.
Okay. And like, what were the size of the batches?
Like 2 to 3 animals usually.
Okay. And I assume any of the ones that disappeared never came back.
Yeah, I never saw them again.
It happens. But yeah, that's answers all my questions. So,
Yeah,
you can keep that for now.
Yeah, I still don't fucking know how that came in here. Honestly, I don't know what it's doing here. Honestly, like.
I don't either, but you know what? It's yours for the time being.
A joyous day, I guess. Fuck.
I keep hearing that phrase.
It's a southern thing.
Oh yeah.
Bye,
I'll find if I'm gonna hear it more.
See you at my job. Maybe.
I'll help you with references later.
All right.
No, it's smooth.
You're too good at talking.
I can breathe.
Honestly, no, that was one of the
I wanted to
easier.
beat some answers out of someone.
That was the
easier than last
easier
one.
interrogation. They were cracking under their own pressure, so you just need to stare at them and they'll just keep talking. Just don't interrupt their
Yeah, that is
flow
kinda
and they'll give you
true.
everything.
I did insinuate that they were racist enough to make them anxious, and then they kind of kept talking from that.
Yep. After
Which
that,
is
my
a
job
little
was
funny.
basically done. I just needed to direct them in certain topics and say, and it was basically over. But
Yeah.
I do hope they live.
Mm.
They're a little
What about
pathetic,
this other guy?
but
Yeah.
We'll see.
What
see
about the
we'll see what the
Ether
boss
crew? What
wants
are
to
they?
do
Yeah.
with it.
I think that one is going to have far more information because it's, again, Reeves typically, considering they're usually the transport for organizations,
Based off-
they hold on to so much information.
Based off
That
what
they can
just
remember.
said, they were the one transporting from them the animals. 'Cause that
Yeah.
Reeve in particular was
The biggest problem is going to be fighting the natural thing for Reeves, which is where they don't hold on to information long. Yes.
Do you think at some point we could convince them to remodel us like an actual like interrogation room with like the shitty lighting up top and then like the desk chair?
Atmosphere is
One way
important,
there.
so all those elements are
Yeah.
completely necessary.
That's what I'm
I agree.
thinking.
Yeah.
Hold
And the
themselves as
light,
interrogation
we
room.
can
We
either
can
do
have,
a
like,
very
an intercom
flimsy
with a-
light that's
Make it
swinging
flicker.
or flicker. Yeah. Yeah.
That'd be
Yeah, we
awesome.
can work something out.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
generally the information we got from them, decent enough of a start, at least to get like an idea of the operations they have going with all of the animal fighting rings. Also, we now have a way to enter, which means if we find our own animal, we can actually go learn more from the inside, or just generally have some of our scouts
Gotta
be able
figure
to
out the
actually
horn.
make
That's
it.
the only thing we need at this point is the
The
horn.
biggest problem, is this this Amrita, the horned one, is not showing some Amrita things, which makes me wonder what else they are.
Yeah.
Which it seems like they figured out that people would be very interested to know exactly what they are, so they're hiding. Smart of them.
Yeah. I guess I could have asked, but like, it was more of a personal question. Them wanting me there specifically, but oh well, I don't care enough.
Oh, true. That is something you can go ask. But I'd say overall they served as a good basis to start. Especially if we can go then potentially get more useful information, though we will get far less of it from the Reeve. Potentially not much at all, because at least from what I've heard and seen, I'm pretty sure they're a Reeve. I think they're a Reeve Belial.
Okay.
Which that might be difficult.
Well, that's up to
That one you might have to
if
beat
you-
some answers out of, actually.
that's
You'll
if
get-
you want
yeah.
to help Haywire, because Haywire's the only ether.
I mean,
here.
yeah.
I
did
mean,
offer
in-
Haywire-
yeah.
yeah, they're the only ether.
Interrogation is kind of my thing as one of like the main scouts. So I might as well. You know, it's very helpful
I
to
would
know
figure it'd be
exactly
useful
when
if I
everyone's
saw
lying.
ya.
Yeah.
Want to talk to Haywire about it?
I assume that they're going to ask me if they don't, but yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to go offer anyway once I see him.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're planning
And then
on...
I know you were saying you had to like run some errands as well, right?
I do.
Yeah. So I can be down to help. I'll let you know when you get back.
Hmm.
All right.
If you're planning... Are you planning on doing the interrogation for Ether as well then?
Yes. That's about where I'm about to go. I'm going to go offer it to Haywire. Haywire is going to say yes if you want to come along. I don't see why Haywire would say no.
Can I talk to you for a quick moment then?
I'll go let Haywire
Sure
know.
thing.
We've dealt with our interrogation on headliners as well.
Mhm.
Though the information you might have to go yourself and double check. We've been informed by our person, per se, that there could be a possibility that Ass could be involved with the Lotus smuggling.
See, that's what I had been wondering too, considering I'm wondering how many organizations have a Reeve on call. Especially because, at least what we know for Lotus, one of the things that they do is that they completely drape an area in shadow before the Reeve arrives. Now, my thought
Right.
is that if this Amrita can control shadow, potentially it might be both. It might be directly them and directly their Reeve, and might have a connection to Lotus. But this also feels slightly different. The Lotus operation is like an entire giant thing, entirely focused on the smuggling of basically this one drug. But the animal fighting rings, that's like a completely different animal.
Right.
So, potentially
it could be a
some
separate
connection.
operation to
Yes,
establish a budget of some sorts. I don't know.
could
Could
be.
be a lot of different things. What rank were you again?
I'm a
You're
rank 3.
Vitali?
Why?
3.
If you're wondering if I can open the doors, I cannot.
No, that's not the thing. Didn't matter anyway. I had to take the keys from Captivator just in case of something.
Mhm.
Or if it was needed. What was her name? Maya's daughter.
Miss Yukinen?
Yes, her. I asked her if she could perhaps require a sample of the Lotus, because I noticed we have some on hand. But she stated that it probably would be
yes,
best if
I
had a
managed to get
rank
some Lotus.
4 or 5.
It was a while ago at this point, but we found some Lotus present. You remember that where they nearly got Sisyphus?
The Taco Bell, yes.
Yes. So I found out some of that actually had Lotus on it. I went and I took their supply from the Taco Bell. So
I see.
we actually have it with us. I passed that along to the rank 4s and the rank 5s. So I assume something's being done with it, you know, chemistry-wise, because that's not my thing.
Right. I'm eventually just gonna have to talk to them then. I'm wanting to at least try to see what the heck it's made out of myself.
Yeah, especially because it'd be interesting to know what you see out of it. Because we do know, or at least now that you have your mastery, it won't be that much of an issue. We
No,
do
it
know
won't
that
be.
some of Lotus did have Dream Realm components.
In the Lotus drug?
Yeah. They were using ingredients that were sourced from the actual one of the Dream Realms. We're still trying to figure out where exactly it's from. Like
Huh.
which realm specifically. It doesn't act like any specific known flora that comes from the Dream Realm. So we think that the Dream Realm effects that come from it they are putting heavy levels of processing and production onto some Dream Realm flora in order to change its effects. Makes it harder to track down like where exactly they're sourcing it from. Especially because in order for them to source it, they actually have to go to that dream realm, harvest it, potentially either process it there, but I can't imagine having a full processing, manufacturing anything in the dream realm.
Risky though.
That's just asking for.
A...
That's us asking for one of the enforcers or a god to come find it. At least in the physical realm, you can hide anything.
Right. I don't know then. I can't.
We'll be looking for a further connection, though.
Conclusions. Right.
Especially because, from what I know, it does sound like these animals have been dosed with Lotus. I'm especially concerned about what they said about the Amrita having hands around the animals' necks. I don't at least know what that is off the top of my head. But that sounds to me like they're administering something.
It could be. I could think of several things, but it's... I don't know. When it comes to making a drug on its own, I've yet to really consider the possibility of GE ability being inhabited in it. Just...
Less GE abilities. So with Dream Realm Flora, it's less that they have GE abilities, it's more they have their completely random magical effects. Whisper can run you through a whole bunch of them, because we did a whole demonstration. There are some that follow a theme. Flora from Albuses tend to generally have healing properties. Stuff like that.
The flower stuff in the room, right?
Yes, that's magical flora.
Right. Okay then. Alright. I just wanted to at least let you know that that could be a possibility. Be good to know when you want to talk to the last person.
Yeah, especially because this one, well, we're either going to get a whole lot of information out of this one or a whole lot of nothing at all. It really depends on how bad their memory is.
Right.
Now, let's see. No one's come back down. Now I'm just wondering where people are.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Hello? Not to interrupt. You managed to find Haywire.
Good, John.
Doing pretty good.
They are talking to Captivator right now. Yeah, they're upstairs.
Well, in that case, I can just wait until they're done. If they want to go do the next interrogation.
Yeah, no, I mean, whenever they're ready.
That works. You two having a private conversation?
No, you're free to join.
Nothing private.
Okay, so I'll at least sit down.
Yeah, feel free.
I hear my computer, like, freaking out. And I'm wondering...
Yeah, you kind of just had to stare at them, and they, didn't really stop talking.
They were very in their own head about it.
Yeah.
So they typically just started, once they started talking, they didn't really stop. Only problem is that they kept them at a distance, so we didn't really learn too much, but we're hoping that the next one will have a bit more information. Which, perfect that you're here, Haywire. Wanted to offer to you. Do you want me to help come along for the next interrogation?
Yeah.
For Haywire, or for Ethers?
Okay.
What do you think?
That's what I figured the answer would be, but...
I want to give a little bit of a warning.
Yeah.
This one has been bit of a tricky subject. Not in the sense that they are unwilling to give information, but in the sense that they are... How do I say that? Took a lot of convincing to stay still. But,
Are we authorized to use force if necessary?
yes. But I'd recommend not doing too much. That
Well,
being
yeah,
said,
you can't hurt him too bad, just enough that it sucks. It's like first rule
I
of
know what you're
interrogation.
saying.
Yeah.
I actually have a question.
Hmm.
How are you keeping a reeve contained?
Their hands are bound.
Ah, so they can't do the movement.
At least for the way that most streets can
The majority of reads require certain hand movements to summon a portal from one side of space to make it happen. With their hands bound in certain ways, they can't make these simple.
Yep. Requires a little hand movement. But that's all. Think we're good to just get started.
Yeah, once she's done preparing the...
Yeah, once,
Well, yeah.
once they get it ready.
Which of you will be heading down?
Also,
Considering the amount
hey, passive. I want to just double check something.
Hi.
I mean,
What's up?
yeah, John was gonna help.
Oh,
and I
hold
was
on.
gonna
I think they're
help
about to
him
talk to me.
punch
But
really hard.
if this is
You
the
good?
same reeve I'm thinking of, am I going to see that scene with Luke?
Yep.
You can play like Roblox.
Which means I'm going to see that Luke and Thing have talked.
Really quickly,
Yep.
John, can I
Perfect.
Roblox in the corner.
Yep.
I don't think I'll be doing that anyway.
Damn it. I'm funny.
Potentially. But, not today.
So,
What's on your mind,
just as a
Aerith?
quick note, I was talking to her, and she is not happy about the thing with the boss, obviously. She asked if I
can
knew anything
imagine.
about it, and I didn't want her to hit me if she was upset, so I said I didn't know much about why. Let's just corroborate that for now until it blows over a little bit.
Well, there's nothing really to corroborate, because we don't know.
That's true. We don't fully know, but we do have an idea. We have a concept of a plan, a theory.
Just a theory, but it's completely unverified, so it might as well be nothing. So,
Yeah.
don't have to worry about that then.
Wonderful. Just wanted to make sure, because she scares me. And she went, if he doesn't return in a certain amount of time, we're going to be the first two people that she interviews. So,
Oh, fantastic. Absolutely great. Let's hope that doesn't happen.
let's hope. Alright, let's make our way down, shall we?
But, yep. One problem at a time.
Up here.
I've had more chased in hand. Could have just asked.
That's your own stock. I need a specific type from November.
Alrighty. We all good?
Hey,
Maybe.
Hey, how you doing?
doing all right? Sound like you need a bit of water.
I mean, if the person's
Oh,
like.
no, I just drank,
You just drank an
probably something
entire
in my
bottle.
throat. That's all. I don't know.
Makes
Honestly,
sense.
I had a little bit of a bad day, but
A little bit bad day? Getting
Yeah.
better now?
I mean, yeah, it's an improvement. You're here after all.
You flatter me. But
Yeah, I try.
I think we're good to get started.
I think so.
If you're willing to lead the way.
See what- Okay.
Let's
Probably
rock and
don't
roll,
just
folks.
Listen in. Nothing more.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Hopefully they can shed a little bit of light on all this.
Oversee what's happening if you wouldn't mind.
These are really slow.
We're taking our time.
Yeah.
I think you're just really fast. I was walking at a pretty normal speed.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a little
think you guys are just slow.
I don't think it's too
We're just taking our time.
What, do you want me to carry you?
Well, hey, good morning.
So this has been.
Finally, you came over here.
A bit smaller than I remember.
Aren't you little interrogation?
You're a little short.
Yeah, you're a little
short.
small.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm pretty sure they're a little smaller than I remember.
Oh yeah.
Very.
Whoopsie daisy.
There you go.
Must be a
It happens. There is a Jeremoth right there. Sorry.
Optical illusions. Yeah.
There's a Jerry.
Yeah. Sorry.
I knew this place looked over there. You guys took a long time getting here.
I mean the buses. You know.
A couple delays. Plus, something saving the best for last.
Okay, best for last. Sure, we'll go with that.
You're flattering her.
Okay. Go on. What the fuck? Okay, maybe I won't be doing that anymore. Go
Well.
on, start talking. Humor me, please. It's been a long time.
Generally just interested in what you know about, the horned one. If he has an actual name.
Horned one.
I don't actually know if that is his title. We've only ever heard that title out of,
Yeah.
I did a job here and there. Why is that important to you, though?
Oh, he's just a important guy. We want to get to know him. Meet him. Talk to him.
Is he now important to you? I don't think I've ever heard him speak about you before.
Oh, well, he might know me,
At least
but
from your voice, I don't think I've
not.
ever heard you before. Mm-hmm.
No, I don't think we've met. Odd, but it happens.
I think we have either. So, what plans do all of you have for me? When am I gonna die?
Currently no real plans on just, murking you.
Okay, that's good.
Mostly just want to come ask you questions.
Anyways.
Sounds like you're more of
I
the
mean, we're not
mercenary type.
heartless.
Questions. If they're interesting enough, maybe I'll answer them. I don't really have anything else to do here anyway.
I'm sure you'll find them interesting.
Depends.
Well, you said you occasionally ran a job for them or two. I imagine you're not solely contracted to them.
No, I do a lot of things. At least I've been swapping jobs a lot. You know, the job system in Southern isn't really the best.
That is true.
It can get pretty bad.
Not the worst I've had. But go on.
I guess, could you describe a couple of your jobs specifically? Because it sounds like you were transporting animals.
For the green guy, yeah. That was what I did for him.
Most of the jobs I've ever had were just getting a portal in, getting them to get something from point A to point B without getting caught. I never had my hands on any of it myself. I just do the work for them. Gets me money. Gets me a place to live.
But some of it was risky, and it got you caught.
All of it was risky. I only got caught because that fucking cunt sold me out.
Which one?
Never make a deal with a thoracic gold baron. They're gonna scam you.
Well, that's a little racist.
Just a tad. You know, coming from the gold baron in the room, that, you know, Jeff never lied.
Yeah, that was a little rude.
Yeah. But I'm assuming
They're not
it's a-
wrong, though.
I guess hot the kettle I am hitting the.
I'm assuming, based off of the ones that I've heard over there, you kind of already got in there under the cup.
You will be dealt with.
You fucking better be. Stab him in the neck and twist it for me, why don't you?
That seems
really
like an
hit him.
unnecessary detail.
They gotta get some malevolence out.
Deserves the worst hell imaginable.
But you know, they've probably had a rough day, so.
Mostly.
Yeah.
I don't like sitting and doing nothing. I like sitting and doing something instead. So this is amusing. Thanks for talking to me and taking the time out of your wonderfully eventful day of doing other things to talk with me. I appreciate
Girl, I woke up
it.
2 hours ago.
You sleep very
Sure
well.
thing. You're welcome.
Not saying too much.
What other bits of information are you trying to forcefully squeeze out of me? You're not really telling me.
This isn't forceful. But the green one, as you called them,
Green one.
how did they approach you for jobs?
I didn't get approached. The Gold Baron gave it to me. He said, I know a guy that needs some help from you. And, you know, a portal isn't that much work. You can get it done right. So I did. I thought maybe he would have given me some pay for it, but didn't sign a contract, so it wasn't legally binding.
Ah, you hate to see it.
Well, it sounds like you really don't like this guy. So, why don't you tell us about him?
Really adamant with his contract. Why should I?
Because there's a good chance that we will be in his near future.
Not in a good way.
Sounds like something you'd like, actually.
I would. I'd want nothing more than to see that man rot in his own fucking blood.
Well, I don't. Letting you see it might be pushing it. But, I mean, I'm also not going to speak about how that event's going to end. I'm sure something can be worked out.
I'm sure.
But the more you tell us about him, the more you tell us about everything that you were involved with, the more that the people that fucked you over get to meet us.
The Dave was right. He's a pussy-ass bitch who doesn't like doing anything for himself.
Solid.
He gets other people to do the work for him so that he can't take any of the blame. Legally, at least
Talk about a
he's
kingpin.
clean, but everywhere
Like
else
from Daredevil.
he's
Yep, no, I got the reference. I got that.
dirty.
Awesome.
Didn't get the reference at all. No idea what it's talking about.
So, you've given me a bunch of descriptors. You give me a bunch of descriptors about him, but give me something we can use to actually identify him. Like, I know you know who we're talking about. I don't know who we're talking about.
Hugh Gold is a fashion designer for New Iota Weekly.
You can Google the name and look at the image. He's rather famous.
That makes sense.
That works?
You don't really know about him. His fashion senses are really expensive.
Hey, dick.
That wasn't anything bad.
No, I prefer more practical clothes.
Well, I'm not from here.
Well, is it so wrong for me to assume something?
Have you
Do you
ever
have
had a
that
job
memory?
in another part of the city?
Yeah. I worked in Anbon
Yeah.
for a while.
See?
What?
From Fletch Avenue, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Can't talk about it here.
Sorry, am I making you tired? Not the first time.
No, not tired. Sorry, I got distracted by something. Aaron thought.
That's fine.
Oh, you do sound tired.
It's kind of built in.
Yeah.
Can't really help it. Unless I'm chewing on nightmares, maybe. That could get me awake in no time. But I don't really have any people to have nightmares to chew on right now, do I? Unless you want to let that Jerry over here, I could take a big bite out of them.
Considering how many eyes you have, probably not.
They're all closed. Tired. Not all of them. Unless you want me to look at you.
Go for it. I was more talking about the sheer amount that you have. I'd be a little concerned just leaving him alone. Hi.
I think I'm okay. I'm just...
From the short burst of memories that you were able to get from looking into their eyes, the most notable ones that you could get were all of the previous instances that the interrogated individuals shared, where they were tasked with portaling something over. Multiple talks with Hugh Gold. A couple of talks with Morticia. Them in the Belial realm. Them engaging in a loving embrace. Romantic with Belial himself. White Static. Them speaking to the current CEO of Mass. Them walking down a couple of white hallways. Sleeping, napping, eating the souls of a couple of individuals. Being chased by Artemis. Being saved by a Kaim Reeve holder. And a vision of that Kaim Reeve holder talking to Thing.
Why do you...
This is getting boring. I'm taking
You just sat staring at a corner unresponsive for like 3 minutes.
Oh, am I supposed to be asking you questions when I'm tied up in a cell?
Well,
I mean,
it'd be
we never
nice.
said you couldn't.
What did you spot and he didn't respond? Yeah, you could also if you wanted to.
I don't really know what I'm
You were kind of
asking.
mid-sentence and then you got
No.
distracted.
You
What were we we talking about again? I kind of forgot.
Can't
I mean, I forgot at this
Here.
point. So it must not have been that important.
Who are some of your other clients? Because you talked about this as just work that they would give you. What are some of the other people you do, I guess, delivery work, logistic work? Logistic work, that works better.
People around sell them.
Any of our friends at the docks?
Hmm.
Any of our friends at the docks?
At the dock. What
Yeah,
are you
there's a bunch of
talking
guys out
about?
there. Oh, don't worry about it. Not an issue anywhere.
Alright. At least now I'm working for Q. Miss Letter. She's the other good one. But she usually just listens to you anyway.
Miss who?
Miss Letter, the owner of the Waterside Casino.
The one that Hugo is, or Hugh, is watching out.
I can't
Right.
hear
Hugh.
you. Speak up.
The one that Hugh is looking or working at.
Hugh. Oh yeah, the Atlas.
You.
That's also where the Lotus is suspected to be.
This is all well-known information, at least around Waterside residents. They've been having a lot of really big parties lately, like the Great Gatsby. It's fucking
It's a good
wild.
movie.
What do you said,
Oh, I like it.
what do you transfer for them?
Mm,
What do you deliver?
substances, dream realm flowers. Mostly dream realm flowers, though.
Which Dream Realm flowers?
What the fuck was it called?
You want to describe what it looks like?
I know I have it in my head somewhere.
I'm just gonna ignore the fact you fucked Belial.
I think it was called
I
the
can't-
Widow's Coronation.
Can't forget it now, though. Shove it down, shove it down, shove it down, shove it down, shove it
I
down.
gave them the Widow's Carnation and the Tar Rose. Those are the only ones that are really transport.
Which realms did you source all those from?
Belial's and Reed. Although sometimes you can find them in Atlas's realm if you get lucky.
Which I imagine you'd have an easier time than most in Belial's.
I'm not getting them for you unless you pay me.
Nah, well... Option for the future.
Do you know how much energy those portals take out of us?
No. Not really.
A lot. At least depending on which type you are.
Mm-hmm.
Usually it only really takes a toll on you when you walk through them. But doesn't really make that much of a dent unless it's multiple. Then let's... But again, you can usually read up on that.
What? So you said you do deliveries for mostly flowers, but occasionally if they've had you deliver substances, where do you usually deliver those to?
The casino, usually. You know, they do a lot of drugs in Waterside. It's kind of like their staple over there.
Yeah, they've got a big problem.
Usually it's drugs. Weapons. Oh, what the fuck? Usually it's drugs, weapons, maybe a person or two. I don't really look at it that much because it's none of my business. I'm the, do the job, ask questions later sort of person.
When you do those, do you ever do deliveries and when you get there, there's a huge covering of shadows?
Usually I do a lot of my deliveries from the bar room. Self-explanatory.
No, I was gonna say, if you can handle it, that would be a very safe area.
Oh, please, I fucking thrive there.
Can see
Everybody
that.
is really kind. At least, I like them. Although, honestly, these past coming days, I've had the worst headache in my life. Maybe it's not all hunky-dory. It's none of my business, though. I just hope whatever the fuck they're doing up there isn't something that's gonna come down here.
Good to know. Well, I guess before you got involved in those two, you ever do any other deliveries? Because it sounds like you've built up a pretty good name for yourself. You're doing deliveries for high profile. Oh. You ever do deliveries for mass?
What did I just say?
I'll drop it. I'll drop it.
I don't really like associating with people fucking ruin my chances of getting some. I'll leave it. Tell me a little bit about yourself, anyways. You're asking so many questions to me, and I don't know anything about you.
Well, you're right. I've been rude. Good to meet you. Name's John.
I need to grab something. I'll be back soon.
I work as a bit of a scout here. Been here for a while. They like to pull me in to come talk to people.
I can see that. You definitely seem to be the diplomatic type.
Nah.
The others around you just seem to be kind of watching.
Some of them are just giving me space. They can be charismatic.
Yes, I'm super. Can't you tell?
You said delivering people. As in a casual mention. Do you remember the GEs of those?
Mostly Amritas. Or just Amritas, Oasises, Orions, Barons, Elvises.
Never a Dave, right?
They had wings, they were
those G's, they'd be taken. Anything with ears, really. I remember a little while ago. Actually, I remember seeing there. The one behind you. Found one of your little friends. I think they had ears.
I'm actually surprised that you got away with so much in the dream realm. I know you can get away with a lot because, you know, Reeve, quick in and outs. But even then, I mean, true, but some of them do have their own little ways of protection. Sometimes you go into some dream realms and they come at you with spears.
What are you getting at?
I was just curious how you were able to, I guess, keep it up so long. I know you're safer in the Belial realm, but eventually... I don't think a lot of the realms are super fond of getting into any of that type of business.
Don't really know what you want to say about that. Although judging by what's above your head, I can definitely tell you need it.
Okay, I admit, you got my interest.
I know I did. People don't really talk to me unless they want something from me.
You do seem to be a pretty private person.
I'm private when I need to be. If you give me a reason to talk, then I'll talk. You know, these cold floors are really uncomfortable.
Yeah, I've been trying to
Remind
get them
me
to
real quick,
make them
just
heated,
did
but
something about eating nightmare a while back.
More of a Reeve thing.
Yeah, we used to do that.
We can eat the corruption in people's dreams. Of course,
Huh.
usually it hurts them, but I only do quite myself.
But what if I offered you something like that, just to loosen your a bit more?
You'll have to keep buttering up the deal, unfortunately.
Getting something or you're getting nothing.
I don't really know if any of you actually did there. Although, it's really, really interesting hearing that you'd be so willing to let me enter your mind like that.
Don't know what kind of. So,
Do you know how intimate it is? Getting your dreams looked in. That's your soul right there. Your dream realm is a manifestation of what your soul really looks like. At least that's how I've always seen it.
shows you inside and out all the parts that you didn't want anybody else to know about. And we get to look into it, take parts from it and read it. Usually it comes back. At least it
The
is.
offer's not appealing to you, then.
Oh, it definitely is. Don't really have many chances to have a person's soul in my hands.
There would be a moment of
In this room.
there would have been a moment of vulnerability that goes along with it.
Yeah.
A little bit of tension.
People who are about to die, or people who really like me, taking that offer. Not correlated. Of course.
Of course. Not related to how many eyes you have at all.
Why are they distracting you?
No, I just know what they mean.
A lot of people knew. At least they say they know what I mean. Who knows? I could have eaten somebody's soul to save them from something. But what are the odds?
I guess I'll be the first time I ever heard of that happening.
It can be.
Well, I guess do you view yourself as a savior? A hero then?
No, not at all. I just go where the wind blows me.
I mean, life is a highway.
Alright. I'll humor you. Didn't know that was supposed to happen. What else do you have? If you want me to keep talking, I might as well hear a little thing about you. All of you, actually. The silence is killing me.
Why don't we do a round of introductions?
Oh, you mean me?
Yeah, we'll start with you. Go around.
Oh, yeah, what's up? I'm Aerith. I play video games a lot. That's really my, like, defining... Unless you want to talk about the yaoi manga that I've been really into, but I don't think that's appropriate for right now.
That tells me all I need to know about you.
Fucking hater.
I'm not a hater. Oops.
Oh, you just said that very judgmentally. I'm sorry for picking up the wrong intonation.
I can't help it. I kind of just sound like that, unfortunately.
No, you're fine. Everyone thinks I'm being a bitch about stuff, too.
Usually you can tell if I'm being mean about something. And what about you, Dave, in the back?
Viola.
Good
Macbell.
band name.
Macbell.
This part's all you if you want to hit up on that.
You were the one he was talking about. Interesting.
Seem to know me. Interesting.
I don't know you.
Well, you heard of me.
There's a lot of people talking about you. Don't think
A
you
lot
want
of
me to
people
air you
like.
out in front of everybody, though.
Well, if I'm gonna take the risk of exposing my secrets, then so be it.
Quite the naive
Taking a
one you
lot
are.
of risks.
I think I'll keep my peace for now. I'll talk to you about that later.
Nah, it happens. That introduction's done. If you want to go next.
Haywire.
Oh, interesting. I wonder what happened to you to make yours look like that.
That's a really weird and ominous thing to say.
Yeah.
No, that's fine.
You do like dropping ominous things.
How's this motherfucker aura farming us inside of a cell?
Where else would you?
Probably wherever you didn't
You
get
want
caught.
to keep me contained so bad. You see me as a threat. Obviously, I kind of have the upper hand here. At least metaphorically.
So far, I see you as pretty helpful, actually. Not really.
Then why am I contained?
Protocol.
Protocol. Alright.
Do you often let the people who could give you answers walk away?
I have my ways of keeping them.
Contained? There. Cool. We've come full circle.
Alright. You got me. It's better in here than anywhere else, I suppose.
That's a change of tune. You were just talking about how it sucked so much.
Everything sucks in 7.
You're actually, yeah, you're right on that one.
What are you gonna do?
You can't really compare 2 hells and say one's better and good at the same time. Well,
I mean, it's not all bad.
it's not all bad, but
I imagine.
I feel like hell is pretty
bad
bad.
right now.
I imagine it's also, you've got a pretty unique perspective on it, considering you usually thrive around Belial's realm. Which, that's where you thrive. I imagine Southern's a bit of a weird experience to stay in for a long period of time.
It's nice and bad at the same time. The people make it worth it, but
Yeah, the food's pretty great. I was
the
pretty
food
shocked.
is
Big people
probably
person.
the best part. Depends. I don't really like people touching me. You
Hey, me
wouldn't
too.
believe the amount of times that people have just walked up to me and went, "Oh, a Reeve kid, how soft are you?"
That's really
Surprising,
weird.
no?
A little bit weird, but
I
yeah, I've
know.
seen a lot of that. Some of them can
Usually
get
the
really
country
odd
gets
about it.
them. They do. It's unbearable.
People do the same with my feathers.
I can imagine. Usually, if it's something that's not ordinary, people want to examine it. per se. They always want to get up close and personal.
Sorry, switching tracks on you here. How did you get into the, I guess, logistics business? I know you're naturally inclined to it as a Reeve. What made you start taking jobs and... Imagine you didn't start at what you don't want to talk about. Something way smaller before.
Connections through my school.
Like high school, or?
I was a biology major.
Oh, college.
Imagine it started with just easily passing around, you know, some of the smaller stuff.
Usually. At least there's not many Reeves in that field, so people take what they could get.
And logistics suck. Reeves just make it easy. You get rid of the problem pretty much entirely.
Makes things go by faster.
Oh yeah.
A lot faster.
Also gets rid of the fact that logistics often is the weakest part of an operation. Easiest place to get them.
Where are you going with this?
Just making conversation.
Alright.
Little curious, not really leading up to anything.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm wondering, you know, since you're asking, I'm wondering information on, well, more you might know about the green one, as you called them. Which that wasn't something I was leading up to. That was brought up because you brought that up. To be clear.
The horned one.
Yeah. I'd love a name for them eventually. Titles are fun and all, but we're not in a fantasy.
What do I get if I tell you?
What do you get? Well, I can put in a very good word and make sure you get out of here. The more helpful you are, the less we need of you.
I know that you're not lying to me. You could be talking all this sweet stuff into my ears and immediately stab me in the back once it's turned. I've met people like you before.
I mean, you probably have. I'm pretty average. But when it comes to that, that's pretty much bordering on paranoia, because that sounds like there's nothing I could possibly do or say that could really prove to you, especially in this kind of situation. So, I guess you really just have to go off of my word.
See, here's the dilemma. I could trust you, and I could tell you even more. But there's still that chance that you're going to use my words against me and twist the knife even further.
Okay, but like I said, there's nothing I can do to, unless you have a suggestion of something to prove my good intentions.
You know, I would be more inclined to trust you if your aura didn't really look like that.
my work.
It's taken a couple hits.
I have my reasons. Although, there's one thing I'm really interested in.
Lay it on me.
You're his son.
I do have a father, yes.
I'm assuming the others don't know about it. You know, it's better to get it out now. All refolders are to see that. I'm able to tell exactly what type of magic all it quite honestly. A lot of you are. But I'll hold that information to my.
I was gonna say, do me a solid, since we're friends and all now.
Friends. Okay. Yeah. What is it?
Well, before you dropped that, we were talking about. It sounded like you had a name for the green-horned one, the green one, whatever their actual name is.
You want to know his name?
Preferably, yeah. Would make it way
Considering
easier
it's
to find
actually
him.
no sweat off my back. His name is Michael.
Michael what?
Everybody in the business calls him Mike Jack.
It's an awesome kingpin name.
It's a pretty good
Doesn't
one.
really look like it.
I hope does he work with sound? Please tell me he works with sound.
No.
Fuck!
He does work with Shadow, which we still don't know why that is.
That doesn't... Yeah, but it doesn't... Mike Jack was kind of the...
No, it's a good
I
name.
thought it was gonna
It's a
be
good
pun.
name.
Yeah. If we ever meet a guy that does like Soundwave stuff, that should be the nickname.
He is an Emrita fauna. It's pretty obvious by looking at him. Those horns don't really come naturally.
That part we've figured out pretty well, but you've seen the other things that don't make sense for just an arena fauna, right?
Give or take.
The fact he's never truly seen Shadow seem to cling to him. He just seems to appear and disappear.
Is that what they told you?
I mean, the way you make that sound, it makes it sound like I'm wrong.
It can look like anything, really. It's probably just an probably just a really, really specific Allure ability. Although with Emrita faunas, they are able to transform themselves slightly. Talk to animals. Command them. Depending on what type they are. Usually most of the time they don't listen, but you match what they... But that's all well-known information.
I guess that potentially could explain it. Very odd, all yours to have. Usually they fit with the theme a bit more. It'll be a very, very unique one.
Imrita's domain is really big. The Earth. That's why the higher-ups are so dangerous. Their abilities can collect any under the domain. Pretty dangerous.
Out of curiosity, are there any super reoccurring faces outside of the people that you know? People that you directly talk to and supported? You said you didn't really pass things yourself, you just kept your portals open. So,
Yeah.
I imagine you probably saw at least a couple people that, you know, reoccurring faces seemed a bit more than just the normal rabble.
None that I remember discreetly or directly.
On
I
that
don't
eye
really-
contact. You can keep talking. I'll go after.
I don't really commit things to memory unless I really need to give a shit.
On that eye contact, John made it so where you would be very, very, very hard pressed to elaborate any further about his dad and his relation.
As in, say less or say more?
Don't talk about it, no matter who asks.
Okay.
Okay. I guess. Well, unless any of you want to further elaborate on things they may have mentioned, or if you prefer to do that in your own time, I've run out of my fun little questions.
Are you done with me?
I may come back to ask some things, but I think, I don't know if you, Haywire, or Viola want some time to go ask them about the things they said.
Not at this exact moment. I need to regroup with everyone else.
Alright. Guess I'll be seeing you then.
I mean, I won't deny it.
Oh, there it is. Anyways, see ya.
Alright.
Keep it a buck. Could not have done much about that.
No.
Yeah, not much.
Should have let me break her legs.
I don't think that would have stopped her.
It would have stopped her. However,
You try crawling through a portal.
looks like they also dropped something.
Slower, but like.
Yeah, key. So it looks like.
I mean, do we want to grab it? Or...
Might as well.
Yeah.
You said Captivator gave you the keys? Or do you have them?
Still have them. I didn't.
That's unfortunate, but I'm actually way more concerned now.
Yeah.
Because, you know, with the way that was set up,
Yes.
they wanted to talk to us and give us information.
I should have killed her. You're right.
So, they wanted to answer everything because they waited until I was done to leave.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Damn it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell Cap.
Yeah, this is a moment where we go
Essentially,
tell
so-
them. Anything fun on the key itself?
On the key directly,
I mean-
it just looks like a normal key.
Hands it to you.
Any inscription about where the fuck it goes?
Just looks like a key.
No labeling, no insignia, no initials, no numbers.
Here, I'll just literally come over here. Oh, shit. Oh. Looks like this.
Solid.
Yep.
We could test it for fingerprints, to be honest.
I was eventually going to ask them about the key ring that they had on them, but I kind of figured that was because, you know, with logistics, they got to get into a bunch of places.
Yeah.
The fact that they left one behind, I don't know. I just don't really feel like they're Butterfingers.
No, it's definitely intentional.
And then the question goes, where do they want us to take this?
We don't test like every door and there's not really anything on it.
We can try and test it for fingerprints, but I doubt if we find ones other than hers that they are in the system at all. At least not in ours. Do we even have a fingerprint system?
For Vitality, I don't know.
Do you know? You're a scout.
Yeah. I mean, we take fingerprints of the people that come in here and we process them. So I guess
number
we
has
do.
their fingerprints logged.
Get fingerprints off of something. Do you want me to grab like a plastic bag to put it in?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Thank you. Can I have that tested for fingerprints at least on the off chance some sort of hit, or we can get an idea of, if we're lucky and there's a hit, we might get a good idea of where that's actually supposed to go. At least right now, I don't really have an idea of where that's supposed to go.
Starting point.
Do you want me to drop this off at Tony's room? So keep it safe.
Yeah,
until
we'll
we can
keep it.
test
We'll keep it up with them for now. There is a good chance, considering, I don't know, how helpful they were feeling, that could be something to do with the thoracic.
Maybe.
But
We can always see when we go.
they actually finally was able to tie up a bunch of this for me. Because they are the Reeve that was out transporting Lotus. And there were also, conveniently, the Reeve that was getting the ingredients for Lotus. Which, you know, lucky us for finding them.
I mean, that just makes sense. What else?
Is unfortunate that nothing really could be done to stop that. Though, I'm surprised they were left with any object that could cut their own bonds.
Yeah, that keyring should really have been taken off of them. They can easily cut stuff with that.
You coming? Unless you want a moment to think. Perfectly good.
No.
Joe, it went bad.
I heard exactly what happened.
Perfect. Yeah, they had a key ring. Wasn't taken off them. Used it to cut their bonds. Able to do the movement. Gone.
Yeah.
Bell keys, shove.
So, I have at least a little bit of a theory. Sounds like they had that plan for a while. I think instead they were actually waiting to come tell us things. Which means, they played us.
I should have stayed down here and ripped their fucking legs off.
Funnily enough, that was mentioned. Like, specifically breaking their legs. Because that actually probably would have stopped that.
I thought about it.
Yeah. But,
Yeah, no.
I was having the thought. They seemed very, very eager to give us certain aspects of information. And then left after they confirmed with me that I had no more questions.
Right.
So, my immediate thought is that they were specifically setting us up to go after the gold baron that fucked them over.
He needs
Like
to
a
be
quid
dealt
pro
with
quo.
regardless.
Yes, he needs to be dealt with
That's true.
regardless, so they did do us a favor. I think they just saw an opportunity to help us solve one of her problems.
I should have stayed down here and crippled the fucking bastard.
Could have been helpful. Could have potentially made getting some of that information a little bit harder. We'll figure that out the next time we catch them.
Unfortunately, pain medication takes its priority over interrogation sometimes.
Yes.
Truthfully, it was getting a little bit difficult to stand and or remain conscious.
No, yeah, that's fair.
A couple of changes happened since the other day, so I'm not going to be as, how do you say, healthy.
Oh, did you already pass the news to the acting boss?
I'll be doing so myself.
I think Haywire's beating you to it.
Oh, for fuck's sake. They have no way to work things, and they have no idea about future planning. So I'm going to go and deal with that and tell them by contingency plans before they leave their shit.
Sounds like a good idea.
Well, we did get something good out of that. It went to shit very quickly, but
Yeah.
it'll be unfortunate that we won't get the opportunity to go ask them any real follow-up questions.
That's true, yeah.
That's the one problem with interrogation. Usually you get such a flow of information, usually because we keep them for about a week. I like to take that first bit of information, take it with me, write it down, digest it, try to perform a couple connections, and then come back.
Sure.
You know, instead of trying to do it all in like a single instant.
Yeah, like CSI.
Yeah, basically. So, unfortunate.
Yep. I could use a coffee.
Why'd you say it like that? The reference?
What do you mean it's a coffee?
Fair enough.
It's the new Iota accent.
Right. Oh, also, I took a guess, and I don't know if you saw the reaction to it or not. They know one of our shared problems.
Do they know?
At least one of them that I know a bit more about. He's very much into using his spear. Which is what the reaction I was hoping to get out of them for that. See if they'd ever have a run-in. at least we have a good amount of information, not just supplying both the fighting rings, but now even the Lotus operations. Because this Reeve was apparently tying all of those separate organizations together. So we just got a personal interview with the weakest link in both organizations. Then there's also their mass history, but that's an entirely different deal.
Huh.
Oh, pretty sure acting boss is coming. Or not.
Yeah. What's up?
Well, we were half right. Turns out this Reeve was the weakest link and the final pin in linking animal fighting groups with the Lotus operation. That casino that they mentioned? Big Lotus thing.
Right.
What is killing my computer? I can hear you whirring up.
I don't know at this rate. This whole thing just felt. Well, I'm very rightfully pissed off right now.
I can imagine.
Oh, yeah.
We just lost all of our opportunities to ask a bunch of backup questions and further follow-ups.
What the hell she was, he? I don't know.
She.
They said someone talked about me a lot.
Yeah, well, part of that is they wanted to take the opportunity to try and air out a bunch of dirty laundry for kind of everyone that was there. Everyone that they knew anything about.
Mega considered it to be just empty words and bluffs, but
Oh, probably. But it also sounds like they knew a bit more than they should. Especially if they recognized you by your name.
it wasn't my name per se, it was my last name, which is weird because we're not anyone famous enough. You know what I mean?
Reeves tend to get around and get a lot of information, way more than you'd expect. Problem is, they often don't retain a lot of this information. They had a surprising amount of information, actually. And freely giving it.
So on purpose.
Oh, absolutely. They're trying to direct what we're doing, and they want us to go after very specific targets. That much is just obvious. Because it's from... I mean, correct me if this is a wrong assumption. They could have done that at any point. They waited specifically until we were done talking to them.
Yeah, no, I think you're probably right.
Which, it's unfortunate, but I really just got to question who set up their bonds. because they were able to
There'll be
snap
another
it.
question
They were able to snap it in what,
when we see them.
20, 30 seconds with a key.
pretty
Dave's
fast.
definitely getting in trouble for it.
Oh, absolutely. It's a hard thing to keep a reeve contained.
Yeah.
Especially-
Enough tension.
Especially because you got to immobilize a lot of the fingers.
Should have broken.
Maybe. We know better now. Also passive. We don't have to do it here and now. But every single time they made eye contact, John was rooting around in their head.
The reef, right?
Especially, yeah, the reef. Especially when they dropped concerning things.
Okay.
Well.
Yep.
I don't really got anything to add.
Well, fair enough.
We can't do anything at this current. We just got to take what we have and figure out what to do next.
No, yeah, I just.
Oh, there'll be a problem for later.
Processing it.
Right now, we got to go ahead and already switch tracks and start focusing on the Amrita and the Thoracic.
Yeah. I thought you have.
Milk. You want some?
Okay. No, I'm good, thank you though.
Considering we have both a street nickname, actual first name, a description, finding this Amrita just got way easier. Finding a super high profile thoracic gold baron, way easier than you think. Actually getting a super high profile thoracic gold baron, harder than you'd imagine.
Okay, are we going to capture him or kill him?
That's going to be a question for the captains.
Because killing him, significantly easier than capturing him.
Yeah. Which, that depends on whether or not we want to know about his other operations. Especially because he's the one that introduced them to the Amrita. Which means he's got a bunch of connections that we might want to try and grab some.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Sorry, I don't know why I just mimicked Whisper there. That was a little rude of me.
Speaking of, I hadn't seen them for a bit.
Do you need him?
Don't need him particularly for anything. Because I imagine what's going to happen. I can ask for his opinion on what we're going to go next.
Right now.
Hmm?
I think
Oh yeah, I'm
he's
pretty sure
here.
he's around.
Oh, fair enough.
Probably passed out in the room too, for all I know.
I feel like if anywhere, he might be in the cafeteria or something.
He's not in the cafeteria. It's
Just a
right there.
hunch. He might be.
No, he's not.
I'm
He just isn't there.
pretty sure he might be.
Do you want me to like fucking look for him so I can confirm? Because I can. Oh shit, he is there.
Oh, yeah. Don't you look like a fucking dumbass?
Yeah, no, I kind of do. Yeah, he is just in the cafeteria.
I told you, I got a really good gut feeling about these things.
That feels like more like
heard
a
the
tracker
dynamic
than a
sort of-
gut thing.
From all the way over there?
I got really good hearing. I kind of
A
have to
weird
for games like
radar.
Siege. You kind of got a sound whore.
What?
It's a term for like turning your volume really high up to focus on every small little sound effect that could possibly be made. It's like a really cheap way of gathering information by like boosting quieter sounds. It's called sound whoring.
Huh.
Yeah.
Gonna need to scout around. Can probably see if I can find some information on Mike Jack.
God, what a waste of a nickname.
You would think it'd be like sound based.
Right? We start naming the
good-
people we take in.
What do you mean by naming them?
Like
Do you mean like on our own
nick
forums?
names?
Yeah, like if they were like bad guys in a like a TV show. Like villain names. So like the Jeremoth that also plays a bunch of video games and stuff, and that was like her whole thing. Game over. Yeah.
Okay, sure, if you want to.
I can remake some of the forms to add that field.
Be awesome.
Yep. We could have a villain title field. Plus, that actually adds into, becomes easier for us to talk about them if we have our own internal code names for various things. Not a bad suggestion. What did I miss of the first interrogation?
It's more
Right.
reveal the question.
It was more so we were trying to find the location of Hughes, and who else they associated him with, you know, employers and all that. We didn't get much else aside from the casino that's over in Waterside. As well as the fact that there is a possibility that mass people could have a slight involvement. But that's something I need to double check on.
Next two operations I see happening is one, both infiltrating that casino, and then two, infiltrating into the animal ring. We'll probably start passively getting information on the Thoracic and the Amrita. But I can't, or I don't see us going after them immediately. We don't have quite enough yet.
All I know is Captivator seems rather eager to go to the casino specifically.
Yeah, I don't think we'll be going there much for typical casino activities. Since we're probably going to just try and get involved in whatever they're doing for Lotus.
Seeing as how they hired a Dave with a mastery to act as a body shield. No, it's a stupid idea, but I could always try applying. Don't really.
Not a
something
horrible
like that.
suggestion. I do know that we're probably going to take the easiest route and go in as buyers. Because the
Probably.
application route might take a while longer. We might save that for a long term.
Well, the person we captured specifically has pointed out that it was a very on-point hire.
Hmm.
It kind of just... What was it?
What the fuck
Stepped
am I
into
looking
a
at?
situation and then
Where's the green?
instantly got hired as his meat shield specifically.
Interesting. I think we definitely propose that to the captains. And the rank fives.
Eager. I don't think any of the captains would be too eager on the idea of me going alone to act as some sort of...
Well, I imagine the full operation, if you want to flesh it out some more, I imagine the full operation is going to be you doing that so you can get us in. Though, I'm uncertain if we can have a single team be able to fully take on an entirely armed casino, so this is probably going to try and go for a much more discreet way. Which means we would need a way to both get in there and get out. Which also could be done if potentially Whisper can apply one of the tags to you. Which means the rest of us could just be portaled in.
That is true.
And can be portaled out. We would really have to not spend that much time there. I'm sure you can imagine how many armed guards there are at a casino in Southam, in the Waterside.
Clearly. In Waterside specifically.
They're having a lot of talks up there.
Well, it's a group full of... If I were to pinpoint it specifically, neurodivergence. So...
What? Huh?
Self-explanatory.
Suppose that's fair enough. I'm gonna go on a walk for a sec.
I think I'm gonna take it easy in the lucid room. So if you need me, just wake me up.
Yeah. Might come around later.
Yeah.
If I have some more thoughts, form any more connections, theories. Need some water. I feel my throat getting tired. Let's see. Let's see. second.
Hello.
Hello.
Things are settling down, and I am now free and have the opportunity to tell you what you would have seen in more detail.
Perfect. I took a moment to go to the spawn box to get water.
You're fine. Also, I don't know if Crow is there, but I am free to do anything that she also would be planning to do.
Crow is currently crumpled in the spawn.
Are they
I think
really?
they also went to go grab something.
Oh shit, yeah. Okay. So, let me pull up my silly little document here. Obviously, let's get the fuck? What the fuck?
Yeah, because basically every single time they wanted to be dramatic and then like looked into his eyes very slowly, he just grabbed memories by the handful.
What the fuck? What the fuck? It's not letting me open up my fucking thing. Hold on. What the hell? Oh, okay, here we are. I found it. Okay. Here we are. Opera's actually cooperating with me now. Let's just get the obvious information out of the way. Their name is Ailing Byrne. So AISLING BYRNE. From what you are able to gather, they are a Reeve Belial holder. Which, you know, fairly obvious.
Mm-hmm. John guessed that earlier.
Yeah. Most of their life was fairly normal, and they ended up working as a regular, just day-to-day, like, nurse or researcher in mass due to connections through college. You would see a lot of conversations between different members of mass between them. lot of them seemed boring, like just run-of-the-mill shit. You'd see them, more instances of them actually picking up Dream Realm flowers from the Belial Realm and the Reeve Realm, as they said. Almost everything that they said to you directly was the truth. Everything that you could register was the truth. They didn't really have a reason to lie to you. The entire time, they were not afraid in the slightest. They knew that they were going to be essentially damage-free the entire time.
Why did they know that? Did they, or is it because they had some assurance?
They have an ego.
Or is there, ego.
Oh, actually, this is the most important thing that I should realize you would know about. So the key, they open their portals with keys. So, at least looking at the instance more closely, directly, at least what I was trying to do, despite the toggles fucking up a little bit, they didn't break out of their restraints. They just kind of reached on their hip, grabbed a key, it clicked into the air, and twisted it, and then the portal came out. And then when they walked through, it closed and the key fell.
Interesting.
All of the keys look slightly different, but they're all really the same. They seem to be close with a couple of people in the Belial realm. Most notably, Belial himself. You would see different instances of them sharing conversation. Belial actually smiling with his dragon face. It looks really unsettling, but they take it kindly. They seem to be allowed to get close to Belial. You would notice not really much other signs of life in that realm whatsoever. Minus a looming figure in the distance that you can't really make out. All that you can see is that they have really, really, really long hair. And more of a thin kind of figure. They were convinced into all of this by Hugh himself. Don't really like doing it, but it gets away. It gets their life going, essentially. They don't really have any other options after everything that they did. And as they said earlier, they are under a contract for Hugh, so they can't really break it.
Interesting. Out of curiosity.
Yes.
Does that key actually go to anything? Because I imagine it went to something before they grabbed it for use for their portals.
That key? If you scrub through their memories, you would note them just buying that key from, like, a thrift store.
Probably had a purpose at some point.
Yeah.
But who the fuck knows where it goes to? Okay.
It could go somewhere, you never know.
Some of the topics he would have looked into is there, that time they made eye contact with him when he talked about being poked by a spear, as he made a reference to Artemis to them. Wanted to bring that memory to the surface. We were making eye contact as you brought up my dad. So, any special little thoughts in there about that?
Through their memory, you would see that as they fully open their eyes and look at you, every single person in that field of view had so you know how I draw characters from New Iota with those little like hair shines, the stylistic hair shines. They have those on them, and they're different looking, just a little bit, and they all have different colors. Most of the time, the colors coordinate to their overall color scheme, but sometimes they don't. From where they were standing, you would see that Viola had... I will definitely supply you with drawings. I'm just gonna give you like base descriptions right now. Viola would have a white one with, if I remember correctly, hold on. Gotta pull up something. Has image. Let me just look up something really quickly because I don't want to give you the wrong information by accident. I feel like that would be really bad.
I mean, some of this I'm going to act on immediately. Some of this I'm going to sit on for a while.
Of course. Here we go. Okay. Violas will be white. And the kind of like zigzag is pretty normal looking. At least its base. Aerith, she would have had a like at a glance she would have had the purple, like a purple color, with a glow behind it. Trying to think of any distinct details. There are different details that I am leaving out, but they will all be in the actual drawings when I do send them over. Just to get it like quickly said, you have a teal one, like a darker teal one, and the kind of zigzag is really fucking intense, and you also have a glow behind it. Who else was there? Captivator was there, right?
Captivator was not there. Well, unless they interacted with them before. Haywire.
Haywire. Who? Haywires would be... Where are you? A light cream color. With about the normal amount of zigzagginess. And yours, since they did look at it for a little bit, you would note that there's kind of a glitchy static on yours.
I figured they could see some of that, which is why John said it's taken a beating or two.
Yeah. Here and there.
With just, you know, his classic friendly smile.
Exactly. In regards to the memory of the spear thing, you would note that they were running from the Belial realm to the Albus realm, as Artemis, wonderful buddy Artemis, was chasing them, just kind of taunting them the entire time. Their emotional aura read as red.
Man was angry.
By the time they got to the Albus realm, they would have been, as they kept running, a portal showed up, like a white glowing portal, like a white gold, from what I remember. As a clawed hand would have immediately dragged them out of it, as you would see a tall, feathered, almost looking like exactly like Kaim, but far more humanoid, and has a shit ton, like in the fucking hundreds of golden eyes all over his body, with kind of a galaxy-ish motif to him. He'll be in the Albus realm, standing with Thing. Like, just kind of at their feet.
We'll be talking about that thing.
Oh boy. And he just kind of set them down as they would angrily scoff at him and portal away. To
What did
deliver
they
those
know
flowers.
What did they know or think upon seeing that Kime?
Basic fear. It's the same fear you'd get when looking at an eldritch fucking abomination. And then annoyance. Like the type of annoyance that you get when your plans get canceled.
Mm-hmm. They have any titles for him? Any concept that goes with upon recognizing him?
Oh! Actually, yes. Looking at them, their little hair shine thing would also apply to them. It would be the Reeve, like, teal color with a gold. There would be a glow behind it. And there would be a gigantic, like, teal-colored eye kind of in the air above it. Kind of watching over the bird.
Horrifying.
Yeah. When their eyes close up a bit, you can't really see it anymore.
What were they thinking when they specifically wanted to make a point about what was hanging over John's head?
When they were talking about what was hanging over your head, they were referring to the hair shine. They just thought that it was very interesting that there was a saga demigod.
So they didn't actually know anything about him beyond
Nope.
that.
They were just like, oh, huh, interesting. At least it would be common knowledge that Saga only really has one kid at a time.
Mm-hmm.
At least for them as a Reeve. They would know that.
Yeah. If Viola wasn't there, John would have probably wiped that room.
Hmm.
Oh, you're frogging it. Oh, you're
Interesting. Oh shit, Crow's back.
Yeah, they are. Guess the last thing he'd be super curious about is their reaction to the name Macbell.
Sorry?
Last thing he'd be super curious about is their reaction to the name Macbell.
Hmm. So,
If you want, hold
safe
on,
to
I
say.
can mute my
Yes.
stream so we can cuck them all this.
Sure! Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Hope they were entertained. Just the
Uh,
bouncing and shit.
I hope they're entertained by my bouncing.
You really are fucking jumping like a frog.
What do you want?
Frog.
Two edibles ain't shit,
Frogging it,
dog.
dog?
Frog.
Frogging it.
Hold
I'm
on.
frogging it. I'm frogging it.
This vape ain't shit, bro.
Keep
I'm
doing that.
frogging it.
Literally, you 5 minutes later.
Metal, clip that.
I'm straight
thanks.
frogging it. Straight fucking frogging it.
Frogging it. You're really in cact right now, Doc.
Yeah, I mean, at a certain point, I
frogging
just came to get information.
Dude, he was bouncing on it.
Crazy style. Bouncing on crazy style.
I love every time the Reeve was dramatic and then went to like dramatically turn to look into John's eyes while he's like, please keep, yeah, just stay right like that for like another minute.
No, I'm too high
Dude,
for a
she's-
caller right
She's
now.
high as balls. There's no way she's
do it
making
over
that
the week
goddamn call.
instead if you want.
Yeah.
Did you go and get blasted in the lucid room?
No, so yeah, I didn't get to tell you this. So from I got home from work and I forgot that we had roleplay today, and so I was like, I'm gonna take a hit.
Oh
from
my
it.
god, you mean out of character? Hold on. Hold on. Thanks for watching, stream. We're gonna end it here.